The missing ingredient in your fight against depression. Picture this: you're standing at the edge of a vast ocean at dawn, watching the sun pierce through layers of storm clouds that have dominated the sky for months. The waves crash against your feet, cold and relentless, yet somehow cleansing. You realize that this darkness you've been swimming through, this depression that has felt like drowning, might not be your enemy after all. What if I told you that within the depths of your despair lies the very key to your transformation? What if the pain you've been desperately trying to escape is actually your psyche's most profound attempt at healing? In the next few minutes, you're going to discover something revolutionary about depression that could fundamentally change how you approach your healing journey. You'll learn why fighting against your depression might be keeping you stuck, and how embracing its deeper message could unlock a version of yourself you never knew existed. This isn't about positive thinking or quick fixes. This is about understanding the ancient wisdom your soul is trying to communicate through your suffering. The sacred wound that society refuses to acknowledge. We live in a culture obsessed with the illusion of perpetual sunshine. Every message you receive tells you to stay positive, to think your way out of depression, to medicate the darkness until it disappears. But what if this approach is not only wrong but actively harmful to your healing process? Carl Jung, one of history's most profound explorers of the human psyche, understood something our modern world has forgotten. When we must deal with problems, we instinctively resist trying the way that leads through obscurity and darkness. We wish to hear only of unequivocal results, and completely forget that these results can only be brought about when we have ventured into and emerged again from the darkness. Your depression isn't a malfunction, it's a messenger. Like a fever that signals your body's fight against infection, depression often represents your psyche's attempt to burn away what no longer serves you. When you constantly battle against this natural process, you're essentially fighting against your own evolution. The missing ingredient in your fight against depression isn't another strategy to eliminate it, it's the courage to listen to what it's trying to tell you. The death that births your authentic self. Deep within your depression lies a profound truth that might initially seem counterintuitive. Something in your life needs to die for your authentic self to be born. This isn't about literal death, but about the symbolic death of outdated identities, limiting beliefs, and ways of being that have kept you trapped in a life that doesn't align with your deeper nature. Consider the young woman who becomes depressed because she realizes she doesn't love the man she's promised to marry. Her depression isn't pathology, it's her soul's rebellion against living a lie. Or think about the man who stays in a soul-crushing job for the security, only to find himself drowning in meaninglessness. His depression is his authentic self's desperate attempt to redirect him toward a life of purpose, even if it means less financial security. Dr. David Rosen's groundbreaking research with Golden Gate Bridge suicide survivors revealed something extraordinary. Each survivor underwent what he termed egocide, a symbolic death of their old identity that made room for a more authentic way of being. None of them attempted suicide again because they had found what their psyche was truly seeking, not physical death, but the death of who they were pretending to be. The questions your soul is asking through your pain. Instead of asking, "How can I make this depression go away?" your healing journey begins when you start asking different questions. What attitudes or goals need to change in your life? In what ways is your current identity at odds with your deeper calling? What aspect of your life is ready to die so that something more authentic can be born? These aren't comfortable questions, and your ego will resist them fiercely. Your ego wants to maintain the status quo, even if that status quo is slowly killing your spirit. But your soul, that deeper, wiser part of you, knows that sometimes destruction must precede creation, that sometimes you must lose your life as you've known it to find the life you're meant to live. The introverted, sensitive boy who grew up feeling like a misfit in his extroverted family didn't overcome his depression by learning to fit in better. He healed by embracing his unique nature and allowing his sensitivity to become his gift to the world as a healer. His depressions weren't obstacles to overcome, they were the very experiences that deepened his soul and prepared him for his calling. Before we continue, I'd love to take a moment to sincerely thank you for being part of this journey toward personal beauty and endless growth. Your support truly means the world to me. If you enjoyed the content, please consider hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel, and sharing this video with others who might find it helpful. Your engagement is what keeps this channel growing and allows me to continue creating content for you. Now let's get back to the video. Embracing the ancient wisdom of your darkness. In tribal societies, those who successfully navigated the journey through depression often became the community's healers and shamans. They understood something we've forgotten, that what the ego labels as illness is often the psyche's attempt at a cure. They learned to read the language of their darkness, to see their depression not as something to be eliminated but as a sacred initiation into deeper wisdom and authentic power. You have that same potential within you. Your depression might be your initiation into a more authentic way of being, your calling to shed the skin of who you thought you should be and embrace who you truly are. This doesn't mean romanticizing suffering or avoiding professional help when needed. It means approaching your depression as a sacred conversation between your conscious mind and your deeper wisdom. The transformation that awaits your courage. When you stop fighting against your depression and start listening to its deeper message, something miraculous happens. You begin to discover parts of yourself that have been buried under layers of conditioning, expectations, and fear. You start to see that your sensitivity, your depth, your capacity for feeling, all the things that made you vulnerable to depression, are also your greatest sources of strength and wisdom. The path through depression isn't about returning to who you were before. It's about discovering who you were always meant to become. It's about allowing the false self to die so the true self can emerge, like a butterfly breaking free from the cocoon that once protected but now constrains its growth. Your depression has been trying to tell you something profound, that you are meant for more than the life you've been settling for, that your soul is ready for a deeper level of authenticity and meaning. The missing ingredient in your fight against depression isn't another weapon against the darkness, it's the wisdom to see that sometimes the darkness is leading you home to yourself. Trust the process. Trust the journey. Trust that your psyche knows what it's doing, even when your conscious mind cannot see the way forward. Your depression might just be the doorway to the most authentic and meaningful chapter of your life. The only question remaining is, are you ready to walk through it? A message of hope for your journey. As we come to the end of this exploration together, I want you to carry this truth deep within your heart. Your depression is not your destiny, it's your doorway. Every tear you've shed, every sleepless night you've endured, every moment you felt lost in the darkness has been preparing you for something beautiful. Your soul has been writing a love letter to your future self, using the ink of your pain to script a story of profound transformation. Right now, somewhere in this world, there's a person whose life will be forever changed by the wisdom you're gaining through your struggle. Your sensitivity, your depth, your capacity to feel so deeply, these aren't flaws to be fixed but gifts to be honored. The very qualities that make you vulnerable to depression are the same ones that will make you a beacon of hope for others walking similar paths. I believe in the magnificence that's emerging from your darkness. I believe in the healer, the artist, the teacher, the parent, the friend you're becoming through this sacred journey. Your depression isn't happening to you, it's happening for you, sculpting you into the person this world desperately needs. The caterpillar doesn't know it's going to become a butterfly when it enters the cocoon. It simply trusts the process, even when everything feels like it's dissolving. You're in your cocoon right now, and though it may feel like everything is falling apart, you're actually being rewired for flight. Your authentic self is not waiting on the other side of your depression, it's emerging through it, moment by moment, breath by breath. Trust the process. Trust your journey. Trust that your soul knows exactly what it's doing, even when your mind cannot see the way forward. The world needs your unique blend of wisdom and compassion. It needs your story, your perspective, your healing presence. Your depression has been preparing you to touch lives in ways you cannot yet imagine. This is not the end of your story, it's the beginning of your most beautiful chapter. Your breakthrough is coming, and when it arrives, you'll understand why every step of this journey was necessary. Until then, keep walking, keep trusting, and keep believing in the miracle that you are becoming. You are not broken. You are not beyond hope. You are not alone. You are being transformed, and that transformation will light up the world in ways you're only beginning to dream of. The dawn is coming, and it will be more beautiful than you ever imagined.